The Biden campaign is working now to dismiss calls for the president to step down after his debate performance last week. Axios spoke with top officials and advisors, and based on their conversations, there are a few points of strategy here. One is dismiss bedwetting, meaning that the campaign insists this is just one bad night due to a scratchy voice and over-preparation. Two, squeeze the polls for juice. Axios says Biden's allies are circulating polls showing the debate did little to change the race. And the third point, warn of chaos. Biden's allies are also making it known in private conversations that an open convention would be risky, and Vice President Kamala Harris is even more unpopular than the president. Joining me now to talk more about this, Democratic analyst Jonathan Harris and Mark Lauder, former special assistant to former President Trump and former director of strategic communications for the Trump-Pence 2020 campaign. To you both, thank you. Mark, let me start with you. How does the Biden campaign appropriately respond to what we're seeing happen right now?
Well, it's clear that they're trying to tell the American people, don't believe your own eyes and ears, what you saw, not just on Thursday night, but going back for months and even years. The Biden White House and campaign have tried to tell the American people that Joe's got it all together. When you've got Carl Bernstein out there, the legendary journalist, saying this has happened 15 to 20 times. You've got reports saying world leaders noticed it in the G7. And then we have the video of Barack Obama leading Joe Biden off stage. Obviously, his debate performance. But regardless of all of that, I don't think anything in that debate, even Joe's bad performance, changes the fundamentals that people still don't like inflation. They don't like the wide open border. They don't like Joe Biden's policies on foreign policy as it relates to Ukraine and Israel. And that's why he's unpopular, and that's why he's losing.
Jonathan?
First of all, I always want to bring everybody back to reality. First of all, the border is not open. Second of all, the border has never been secured by any administration in my lifetime. And anyone who says anything other than that is intentionally misleading you. There was a record spike in illegal immigration under Donald Trump. The inflation requires an understanding of economics. Inflation is up all over the world, and it's something called the Phillips curve, that after you crash an economy like Donald Trump did twice, the recession he caused was before COVID, and then he crashed the economy again during COVID. When an economy recovers, things are more expensive because the crash made it so that companies had to pay their workers more when they rehired them, and they passed that on to consumers. So if you are upset about inflation, you should definitely look at the president that crashed the economy, which was Donald Trump, not the president that recovered the economy. Sorry, facts are facts. If you don't know that,
good luck with that argument. No one believes it.
I don't argue facts. I relay them. The recession was caused in February of 2020. Go look it up, and then you can come back and you can apologize to everyone. That was when Trump caused the economy.
Inflation was 1.4% when Joe Biden took office, and he drove it up to a record high. It's just those are the facts, man.
Let me jump in here real quick, though, because I appreciate and respect both of you focusing on the issues, and the economy, inflation are important. But the issue at hand right now is President Biden's debate performance and how he strategizes before the convention and before November to get the confidence back of those who saw the performance. Let me stick with you, Jonathan, on this. What are the conversations being had, and how likely is it that anyone else would step in or that Biden would step aside?
Well, I mean, essentially what it boils down to is Biden has the delegates, so he's not going anywhere unless he decides he wants to. And the fact of the matter is, when you look at the actual result of the debate performance, Donald Trump lied over 30 times in that debate performance. So I think if you look at the polls, which show absolutely no shift, I think there was a morning consult poll that actually showed Biden gain a point, which broke the tie with Trump. If you look at it, I think that the American people decided that they preferred someone who maybe had a raspy voice and stuttered through telling the truth versus someone who smoothly lied to them, which is what Donald Trump did over 30 times in that debate. Look, the reality is Biden's not going anywhere. And most prominent Democrats have come out and said that they fully support President Biden. And look, again, if someone doesn't have their best debate performance, that doesn't mean that Donald Trump won. You can't lie in a debate and claim victory. And so I think I think it was Joy Reid who said that Democrats are very skittish, and so any little thing and they get scared. Meanwhile, Donald Trump is an adjudicated rapist. Literally, a jury found last year that he raped a woman, and you don't have the Republican Party asking him to step down. So if raping a woman doesn't cost you your party's nomination, and if being a convicted felon doesn't cost you that, I think Biden's okay because he stuttered and had a raspy voice in a debate performance.
It was found liable for sexual abuse, but Mark, I'll let you respond to this.
Well, no,
Yeah,
the
no, I
judge
mean, it's just nothing.
The
It's
judge
nothing more
specifically,
than.
if I can just say that real quickly, the judge specifically said that what the jury found was not just sexual abuse, but that he literally raped E. Jean Carroll. The judge clarified that months later because there was confusion about it.
Look,
what a
this is just
distinction
more
to make.
Democrat. This is more just about Democrat lying and trying to shift the blame for their own failed performance. The fact of the matter is that Joe Biden is losing this election. He was losing it before the debate. He's losing it even worse now. There was a poll out yesterday. New Hampshire, now Donald Trump leads there. Virginia's in play. Minnesota's in play. New Mexico is within the margin of error. The map is shifting toward Donald Trump because people, A, don't like Joe Biden's leadership. They don't like Joe Biden's economy. They don't like Joe Biden's open border policies. And Joe Biden's feeble, weak, feckless leadership that we saw on display Thursday and on the world stage is just reinforcing all of the narratives that people already believed that Joe Biden's just not up to the job.
Let me ask you both
Then you
this.
should have seen a shift in the poll and you didn't.
Jonathan, do you think, and Mark, I'll give you a chance on this one too, should there be more debates between these two? There's only one more planned. Should the American people see these two take the stage on the issues that you're talking about more between now and November?
I think that the reason that there hasn't been any shift and everyone was freaking. I wasn't. I said the next morning, I was like, his debate performance was fine. It wasn't his best, but it's fine. I think that we've already seen this. This is the third debate between these two people. I don't think anyone is changing their mind based on this. I know that there was a story out of Newsweek that actually showed that undecided voters shifted to President Biden after the debate. But at the end of the day, I think that we know where these people stand. I think this is also, real quickly, I think this is just a basic test of common sense. You don't rehire a person who was fired for poor performance, who then said, hey, I'm going to burn the building down on the way out. You wouldn't think that they would reapply, but if you rehired them, you would be an idiot. And that's basically what this is coming down to. And so I don't think a debate is going to shift that. I think that everybody pretty much knows where they stand on these two people.
Well, I mean, it's tight. I don't know if you're calling half of America idiots, Jonathan. I mean, this is neck and neck. Mark, I'm going to give you
I think that's how the world sees it.
I'm going to give Mark you the final word because I'm out of time here. Just a couple seconds.
That's how Democrats view half of America, that they're idiots. And the ones that do follow them, they have to be idiots to not see what everyone sees going on in plain sight. Look, people do not like Joe Biden's results. I don't think Joe Biden will debate Donald Trump again because he can't afford to be seen standing next to him. One, being vibrant and strong. Two, being feckless, weak, and not even in command of his own mental capacities.
Guys, thanks for the respectful discussion. As always, Jonathan Harris, Mark Lauder. I wish we had more time, but come back, okay?
Thank you.
Thing.